BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is sponsored by
How well is your wealth? I thought so. I'm prescribing wealth management for Farmers National Bank.
Farmers National Bank stands strong with our wealth management services.
We wanted to do something with catalysts on thin metal foils. That was our history and background. We had an opportunity with Alstom Power in Switzerland. They had a catalytic combustor application for gas turbines. And so a couple of us in the process started a company. We went to Switzerland, talked to Alstom Power, and came home with a joint development agreement. And that's what started the company. After a couple of years, we realized that really wasn't going to be commercializable, and we started getting involved in some other things. Started looking into fuel cells, because fuel cells were hot in Ohio 10 years ago or so. We said, what might we do for fuel cells? What's a fuel cell? And we started learning about that and talking to fuel cell customers and started doing things for them. And so now the fuel cell market is 70–80% of our business right now. We've pretty well penetrated the fuel cell space, and we'll continue to serve those customers and grow that business. But we're also growing the business in other directions. For example, catalysts for hydrogen production is a major thrust of ours, and we're getting some decent commercial traction there. So we expect that's going to be a bigger part of the business as we move down the road. And there's some other applications that will take off from that. So fuel cells will always be there, but they'll end up being a small piece, I bet. We moved in this building in last September, and have occupied one little piece of it. We have around 23,000 square feet here that's been completely renovated. We have enough room in this bay to probably double our business. The campus of buildings here is all under one owner, and he's our majority shareholder, and he bought this whole complex with us in mind, thinking that as we grow we can just take over more and more of the buildings. So we have about 80,000 square feet total here. I mentioned the earlier business that was in Hiram, and that business was bought and sold a couple of times, and eventually somebody got the brilliant idea to move it to Alabama. And nobody here wanted to move to Alabama. I could have moved to Alabama many years ago, didn't want to. We watched all that equipment go to Alabama, and employees were here, and that's why we started Catacel, because some of us people were here and looked at each other and says, what do we do now? Let's start a business. And we did. And we're all here to stay. We aren't going anywhere. My philosophy is you got to have fun while you're doing it. No point in spending many years doing something if it's not fun. It's one of my personal rules. If I'm not having fun doing it, I'm not going to be doing it for very long.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is sponsored by
How well is your wealth? I thought so. I'm prescribing wealth management for Farmers National Bank.
Farmers National Bank stands strong with our wealth management services.